Long, long ago, in a quiet little Italian village, there lived a kind old woodcarver named Geppetto. Geppetto spent his days carving toys, clocks, and puppets from pieces of wood. Though his work brought joy to children everywhere, his small home often felt empty. Sometimes, he would gaze out of his window and sigh, "How I wish I had a son of my own, someone to keep me company in my old age." One chilly evening, Geppetto found a special log. It was smooth and strong, yet warm, almost alive. Smiling, he whispered, "From this wood, I shall carve a little boy. He will be the child I've always dreamed of." Hour after hour, Geppetto worked carefully. He carved a round head, sparkling eyes, a bright smile, and even a small nose. He gave the puppet arms, legs, and painted cheeks. At last, Geppetto looked at his creation with pride and said, "I shall call you Pinocchio." That night, while Geppetto slept, a magical light filled the workshop. From the light stepped a graceful blue fairy. She touched the puppet gently with her wand and whispered, "Little wooden boy, awaken. You will walk, talk, and laugh. If you prove yourself brave, truthful, and kind, one day you will become a real boy." To the blue fairy's delight, Pinocchio blinked his wooden eyes, stretched his limbs, and jumped to his feet. "I'm alive. I can talk. I can move," he cried. The blue fairy smiled and called for a tiny voice of wisdom, Jiminy Cricket, who hopped onto the table and bowed. "I will be Pinocchio's conscience," Jiminy declared, "to guide him toward good choices." The blue fairy agreed. "Listen to Jiminy, dear child. Only by doing good and telling the truth can you earn your greatest wish, to be real." When Geppetto awoke, he was astonished. Pinocchio danced around the room, laughing. "Father! Father! Look at me!" Geppetto's heart filled with joy. He hugged the puppet and cried, "At last, I have a son." The next morning, Geppetto gave Pinocchio a schoolbook and kissed him goodbye. "Be good, my boy. Go straight to school, and remember, always listen to your conscience." But Pinocchio had barely walked down the street when he met two sly tricksters, a fox and a cat. The fox bowed and said, "Why go to boring school, little puppet? Join us. A famous puppet master named Stromboli is in town. He will make you a star." Pinocchio's eyes sparkled. "A star? Singing and dancing on stage?" Against Jiminy Cricket's warnings, Pinocchio followed them. Soon, Stromboli dressed him in fancy clothes and made him perform. The crowd clapped and cheered as Pinocchio sang and danced. But after the show, Stromboli locked him in a birdcage. "You belong to me now," Stromboli sneered. "You will perform every night, and I will be rich." That night, the blue fairy appeared. "Pinocchio, why did you not go to school?" she asked gently. Frightened, Pinocchio lied, I was on my way to school, but two big monsters stopped me." At once, his nose grew longer. He gasped. "What's happening?" The blue fairy frowned kindly. "Every time you lie, your nose will grow. Only honesty will set you free." Ashamed, Pinocchio confessed the truth. His nose shrank back, and the fairy forgave him. With a wave of her wand, the cage opened, and Pinocchio escaped. On his way home, Pinocchio again met the fox and the cat. "Forget school," they whispered. "Come to Pleasure Island, where there are no rules. You can play all day." Curious, Pinocchio followed. The island was full of boys eating sweets, breaking things, and laughing without care. Pinocchio joined the fun, riding roller coasters, smashing windows, and skipping lessons. But soon, he noticed his ears turning into donkey ears. A tail sprouted from his back. The boys were turning into donkeys as punishment for their bad behavior. Terrified, Pinocchio cried, "I don't want to be a donkey. I want to go home." With Jiminy's help, he escaped the island, though he still had donkey ears and a tail. When Pinocchio finally returned to the village, his home was empty. A kind neighbor explained. Geppetto went out to sea searching for you. But his boat was swallowed by a giant whale. Pinocchio's heart ached. I must save him, he declared. Bravely, he leapt into the ocean and swam with all his might. He dove deeper and deeper until at last, he was swallowed by the enormous whale. Inside, in the dim glow of a lantern, sat Geppetto. Father! Pinocchio cried. Pinocchio! You found me! Geppetto replied with tears of joy. Together, they made a fire inside the whale's belly. The smoke tickled the whale's throat, and with a mighty sneeze, whoosh, the whale spat them out into the sea. Father and son swam desperately toward the shore, but the waves were fierce. Pinocchio, though only a wooden boy, pushed Geppetto safely onto the sand. Exhausted, he collapsed and lay still. Geppetto held him close, weeping. Oh, my dear boy, you gave your life for me. At that moment, the blue fairy appeared. She smiled warmly and said, Pinocchio, you have shown bravery, honesty, and love. You sacrificed yourself for another. These are the qualities of a real boy. With a wave of her wand, the wooden puppet transformed. His wooden limbs became flesh and blood, his wooden heart beat strongly, and his painted smile turned into a real one. Pinocchio opened his eyes. Father! I'm alive. I'm real. Geppetto embraced him tightly. My dream has come true. From that day forward, Pinocchio lived happily with Geppetto, always listening to Jiminy Cricket's wise advice. And he never forgot the most important lesson. Truth, courage, and kindness can turn even a wooden puppet into a real boy.